Welcome back to Easy to Spell, where the name is Easy to Spell, and we did it wrong anyway. I am your Dungeon Master, Andrew, and joining me, as always, my cast of fantastic heroes. Beginning with...
Hi,
Hi.
I'm Mike. I'm going to go first today. I'm Mike, and I play Alder.
I'm Will, and I play Orelton.
I'm Rachel, and I play Wizard.
Hi.
That's it. That's all you get.
I think
So
Dave, maybe
here-
Dave's playing Wizard today.
I'm David. I'm playing Kai today. And yeah, let's get to it. I'm excited.
It has been a little while since we've come into this campaign. We've been working with Vala and Raven and the gang. We get to come back in the southern half of the continent. I don't know what you're laughing about. Is it because I'm like meandering?
It's David. Like,
No.
Ooh. All right.
Ooh.
Sidebar, slightly.
Okay,
I
quick
literally
sidebar.
had my dice
Granted.
in my hand. It slipped out, and it hit the table right here. I saw it, and then it fucking Houdini'd.
In your pocket.
you're rolling that 20 on cast invisibility.
Check your butt.
For real, it is gone.
Somebody else roll for Dave.
Oh, well, David finds his die. We're coming back to the southern half of the continent where our party has just set off towards the mountain, supposedly, that contains the World Forge. The Anvil of Crest. Potentially some goblins, and almost definitely a Hydra? Question mark? With bounties involved for everything here. It is on the way out of Palin Grove, outside of Bricio's shop, that you begin heading towards the mountain. Are there any preparations, any final stops you'd like to make?
Gonna be a minute before we get back into town, right?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I've got this, and I'll reach into my bag, and there's a little, like, clear, almost looks like a top that spirals around. I'll toss it in the air, and it just starts circling my head.
Okay.
That's it.
Not
Will
sure.
you
What
take
is
a
this
sip of something real
mysticalness?
quick?
Sorry, I got like 4 questions there. Let's start with the DM. That seems like the important one.
Oh, I was telling you to take a sip out of your you're on mute mug for Rachel.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm better now. Thanks.
yeah.
What is this mysticalness?
That makes it so I don't have to eat for a while.
Why would you want to do that?
Helps when you're traveling long distances.
Food is delicious.
That's true. I mean, I still can. I just don't have to.
Okay. Any other preparations?
Nope.
You all set? Okay. You meet up with your recently picked up companion, Fuldrin, the dwarven smith, who's preparing your cart. Right. We heading out now. You should be ready.
Now's as good a time as any, I think.
Right. We've talked about this a little bit. I'm not much of a combatant. I'm happy to keep up your camp, guide your way, best to my ability. If you've got questions, feel free to ask. But if it comes to fighting, I'm not particularly strong-handed at it. Not anymore. Things get rough. I can try to help, but don't count on me in a pinch.
Firstly, you messed up those assassins pretty good. And secondly, if you can keep me in weaponry, and I'll point back to the ant fingernail that I gave him, then I think we should be okay.
Right, we've got a few ideas. We'll work on something at night while we're making camp. I'll keep you all equipped, cook for you, and keep up camp. Save some of the chores and stuff. I'll carry my weight. Keep me alive.
Fair
you,
trade.
friend.
I owe you for everything. He looks up towards the mountain. If it really is here, this is a life dream coming to pass.
For more than one of us.
Well, and he climbs up into the cart. Your lead.
I guess I'll take off in the direction that we got from Bercio, whichever
Bercio.
direction that happened to be.
Yeah, it was towards the mountain. That's he sent an expedition into some of the tunnels and caves that are known to run beneath it. In that case, if we're just heading straight to the mountain, not doing anything else around town, what are you pursuing? There's a couple bounties you can go after. There is, of course, the main objective of just going straight to the mountain and making your way beneath.
So I guess as we walk towards the mountain, what do y'all think? Straight to the end goal, or want to make some cash along the way?
I mean, always getting some extra cash is always nice.
We can find goblins along the way. Might be worth taking some out.
Yeah, my thought is the group of serious expeditioners went missing in the mountains. Maybe it's a little more dangerous than we thought, so maybe if we I don't want to say tiptoe our way in, but not dive in head first.
Yeah,
That's my
let's
thought.
take it slow.
Okay. I'll need survival check. My understanding, so keeping an eye out for bounties you might be able to collect on the way, but pretty much going straight line. You're not meandering off on side quests.
We survive, we can get the Hydra on the way back.
Okay. I'll need survival checks from either one person with advantage, or you can do a group check.
I'm going to lean heavily on the guy who spends a lot of time in the trees.
Okay, I'll roll an advantage. Unless you're talking about wizard.
Okay.
That's a natural 20 for a 29.
Natural 20 for 29.
I'll just
Okay.
be back here.
Direction wise, it's a pretty straight shot. It's a giant mountain. Like, it's pretty easy to stay on track. So the things that you're able to help avoid and move around don't really come into play until you've been walking for a few hours. You started mid-morning, so maybe it's at the mid-afternoon that you see the first kind of aged rope trap. It's been set off. Whatever was in it, the rope has been cut and it was collected, whatever it may have been. But it sets you on your guard, Alder. You're familiar with hunters in the forest that you grew up in.
Can I take a minute to look at the other end of the rope trap and see what was used as the counterweight? Was it an enormous boulder? Was it a tiny sapling? Like, what size of thing were they trying to catch with this?
Give me, this will also be a survival check because it is kind of aged, and so there's some stuff kind of around.
Okay.
So you're kind of having to recreate the trap based on
7.
7. It's a pretty heavy duty rope, so like they're not catching bunnies. There's a couple large stones, and you can't really tell exactly what was used. It's just all too far gone.
Owlbears. Definitely owlbears. Okay.
While we're walking, Gabi's gonna be like doing some arm motions, like they're practicing the same movements that they saw in the play.
Okay. Give me 1 sec. I'm just gonna. Nothing really happens. You're practicing and weaving. I'm rolling in just the odd chance that you accidentally perfectly mimic the somatic components to a spell and cast something.
Okay.
But yeah, you practice in your wizardy moves. Continuing on until night, when again with the natural, I'm just going to let the natural 20 carry through for the whole day. You find a clearing as the forest gets denser and denser that allows you to set up a nice camp. Fulderin sets up similarly. He has all the cooking equipment and stuff that he makes appear magically. And sorry, I just saw the chat that's going on between you guys. At this point in the natural 20, I'm also going to give you a little bit more information, Mike,
Okay.
Alder. You found another couple traps, and kind of building on what O'Relton was looking for, they're set for a variety of game. There are some larger setting traps. There's some that seem to be meant to catch large, like larger than a man, some man-sized, and then some smaller game traps. A number of them have been set off. Some of them have not, and you're able to guide around them. As the forest gets deeper and you go closer to the mountain, they are more frequent. You only saw one or two probably in the first few hours of your trek, but now you're seeing maybe 1 hour on this path that you've taken. There's one that you find that seems to have been set off more recently, and a few tools and items. Like you find a small like rucksack that looks to be fitted for like a halfling or a gnome or a goblin. Probably a goblin, given how primitive and simple the tools and equipment that's there. Are scattered around underneath one of the traps that has been set off more recently.
Would these be things that I'm familiar with?
Like, yeah, not super specifically. Like, it's a small, like, skinning knife and a few, like, ragtag, like, rough spun clothing. I actually have to double check. Would you be from around the mountain of Palin Grove?
No. I was in, well, where's the forest that y'all found?
Oh, that's
It's like
the witch
outside
was in?
course.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's-
significantly north.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's where.
So yeah, nothing like there's not any standout items that are like, oh yeah, I know who had this, but it's the same kind of stuff that you might find in your own bag. Granted,
Yeah.
Seeing like that particular trap and how recent it is, I just want to kind of investigate the area and see if I can see signs of goblin foot tracks or human foot tracks or like anything that's leading in a specific direction for sure.
okay. Give me another survival check.
That would be a 18.
18. You spend some time working around the trap. It's near where you have set up camp. And so back at the camp, Fulderen's put together in front of anybody that wants it, just a really basic meal. It's like hardtack, but he still has some fresh meat that he's cooked up for everyone, vegetables that he's kind of foraged through the surroundings and on the walk. Aldrin, you follow kind of a faint trail, just a short ways, a few minutes into the woods, where it looks past the milling footsteps where something within the last few days has happened with an 18. Aged just enough that the details make it hard to really pick out. But the path that you're following, something was clearly being dragged. Something small, but with enough weight that the foliage and the dirt have still been moved and pressed. Occasional scrabbling claw marks.
As we follow Alder following these tracks, did we ask anybody why they wanted goblin ears? I mean, you just see a bounty and you don't ask questions normally, but post our kobold friends, I'm starting to get a little curious.
No, I didn't ask. I just assumed it was a goblin problem. I've heard stories of them attacking cities, and so just figured it was another one of those things.
Yeah, I did too. You hear stories of them being, and he looks at Czar, unhinged. But, I don't know, maybe we gather a little bit more information this time.
Well, something's definitely tracking them. Should we continue forward through here, or just keep an eye out tonight?
What time is it, roughly?
Like the sun is starting to set. This is at the end of the day. You can travel into the night if you'd like, but it's probably what we'd say like 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah, maybe it's a good time to start setting up camp.
Sounds good.
Okay. Foldrin does all the monotony. He's happy to set up tents. He does it with kind of a confidence and a speed that says that he's done this before. We haven't really delved into his past, but in his aged dwarven hands, he almost like finds these familiar movements like comforting, setting up tent and fire, and cooking for everybody. But it gives you guys time to kind of take care of anything you need to for the evening. Discussing amongst yourselves or your patrons or just yourself.
As we walk away from the last known location that whatever it was being dragged through, I just want to druidcraft like 5 flowers kind of across the path. That way if somebody comes back across that, it's likely that they fold those and can kind of keep track of that.
Okay. Anything anybody else is doing tonight before you settle in?
Kaya's gonna take out his he's got a big jug, and he's just gonna whisper to it, "Wine." Pull the cord. Anybody want some?
Sure.
Dobby Dobby.
Here's a sock.
Obvious.
Dobby runs over.
Take it. You want some, Czar?
Yes. What is it?
Do you have a cup?
Open my bag, stick my face in, try and dig for something that looks like a cup.
Okay. What is the most cup-like thing that you have if you're taking the time to rummage?
That's what I think. I have a goblet of never-ending soup.
That soup wine
Yeah.
combination. Yum.
Oh boy.
So I pull out this.
Three underneath it, you have another goblet.
Wait, hold on. Oh yeah, okay. So I'm searching. I pull out the soup one. That doesn't look like it's gonna work. So I dump it back in.
Some
and I pull
clam
out another
chowder
one.
splashes on the ground.
Oh.
I pull out another one that is like gold and gorgeous, and I'm going to press it forward and say, "Fill me up."
That's a nice goblet you got there. Gonna pour some in there.
Hmm.
Okay.
Anyone else?
Sure. I'll just hand
So,
the cup over.
Rachel,
Um,
with that, because it's kind of an odd description on that,
Yeah.
you can essentially ask me if something has good or like the odds of something turning out good or bad.
Okay.
Oh,
Like
Can I
no.
do it only once or every time I drink from it?
So it is once, and then the next time you drink from it, you'll be able to do it again. But you can't stack up like 1,000 uses of, hey, is this a good idea or not?
Okay, so I can't
It's
like sip, sip, hey.
Yeah, it's very
Okay.
much like the
like-
wheel and woe ability that Orelton has used. You get to get a sense if something is a good or a bad idea.
Interesting.
To that end, Orelton will have disappeared to the edge of camp, and you see him sitting on his knees, and he does his normal thing where he plants the butt of the censer in the ground and then slowly disappears in a large swirling mass of smoke. And he will concentrate on the idea of annihilating these goblins for, I forget the name of the town, Palingrove.
Palingrove?
And the
There-
results can be wheel, woe, or both or nothing.
Nothing. There is no response. Specifically, as though it doesn't matter what you do.
I like that answer.
Kaya, you're drinking wine. Zara is actively benefiting from wine. Relton praying. Alder.
Just drinking a little bit of wine with Kaya.
Okay. Is there anything you'd like to discuss amongst yourselves before settling in?
I don't think so.
In that case, who's taking the first watch?
I will.
Give me a perception check.
21.
21.
I can
Oh, sorry.
tell you something that you would notice, probably. Let's see. Yeah. Guy's still not sleeping.
There's something else you notice too. A short ways outside, the dim glow of the embers from the fire. It's burning out. There's a flash of yellow eyes. About 2 feet off the ground. Unblinking.
And they're within range that obviously they've seen our campfire and everything, right?
Yeah, they're staring at you.
Okay. I'm going to again cast Druidcraft and put out the campfire to make it dark.
Okay. There's kind of a burst of smoke as Druidcraft that's creeping vines burst from the earth and just churn up soil, getting kind of singed. But puts it out. And there's a shift in the eyes. But they kind of lock back onto you, as if they can see in the dark without any trouble.
Okay, I gotta make sure I can fucking do that.
I guess.
Kai, this would be pretty obvious to you too. If you're not sleeping, that's the fire
Yeah.
literally just like churned in roots and dirt.
Okay. So are the eyes still glowing, or because the fire's out, the eyes are no longer glowing?
they still have a little bit of a sheen to it. It's like cat's eyes, where they catch almost any ambient light and create that
Okay.
kind of weird. It's the reason
Um,
cats are evil.
I have dark vision up to 120 feet. Do I see it?
Yeah, that's kind of looking around. It doesn't seem really aware that it's been spotted. But it's a small green-skinned form. It's like hunched in a bush, just unmoving.
Gotcha.
I'm going to step up and kind of walk off to the side a little bit, and then slowly shift into a cave bear.
Okay. Give me a stealth check.
Not great. It sees it plain as day. It's a natural one. So
Natural one. You kind of step and
Take
it's.
like 4
I mean,
steps. Go
at
first.
first you're pretty stealth. Like you kind of slip into the shadows, and then take a step and like crash into the ground, like snapping a large branch. The dry branch that's on the ground in front of you is a cave bear, and then you both see this figure like shifts and just begins to bolt back into the woods.
okay, and I'm gonna walk towards where it was at. To be honest, I wasn't
Okay.
necessarily trying to hide the fact that I was becoming very aggressive, but and just kind of see if that. I'm assuming that's over towards the area that we initially saw the stuff dragged, or
Kind of, yeah, back towards the mountain. If you weren't trying to like be stealthy, like if you were just shifting and then turning into a bear and rushing it,
I wasn't
can-
rushing. I was just turning into a bear and like walking in that direction. It was like,
okay.
yeah, kind of letting my.
Yeah, as soon as
presence
it
be
saw the
known.
bear,
Yeah.
it took off.
Okay.
Yeah, but you go over to where it was. Kai, are you doing anything?
I'll get up and go head that way as well.
Okay.
And I just want to see if I have any sense of smell of directional that it was headed. Or...
I'm not even gonna make you roll for this. It smells foul, like rot, like fetid, and you catch like just the bush it was in. Going up and like sniffing at it, you realize there's like pieces of skin caught in the thorns, and hanging like loose tassels from where it like pulled through and ran through the bush and ran away.
Pretty sure it was a goblin owl. Right. Forgot about that. Can you understand me when we're doing this? I'm assuming that's a nod and not just a reaction you do as a bear. All right. Yeah, pretty sure it was a goblin. I didn't get the best look at it, but small, green. So, I'm gonna go sit back down and see what we got going on.
I'll head back over
Okay.
and I'll shift back. And then as soon as Kai like goes to lay down and be asleep, I'll just not looking at him, tending to like getting the fire started back up, but I'll just say, "You know you can sleep, right?"
Oh, sure. I just, I'm not really tired.
I can see it in your eyes, friend. You are tired.
No. Maybe physically, but mentally, I'm not tired.
Well, it almost looks like he's trying to prove to you that he's not tired, but laying down in his back, you see Kai's legs begin like spasming as if he's dancing. Kai is completely unwilling on your part.
Um,
He's doing a little jig
Yeah.
inside his sleeping bag.
yeah. I know you had a scare, and I'm sure that's keeping you awake.
I imagine it being in like a sleeping bag, and you just hear that like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
except
like-
it's kind of frantic. What you've begun to do is like tap dance on the bottom of the bag.
Um, I don't. I'm not sure what's going on here. And
Oh,
my
I-
legs feel like they're going.
I've heard stories about when you're too tired, your body does involuntary things.
Is it, so? Is this like an involuntary thing, or is this
It's
more
fully
of like
involuntary. You're
No,
it's from the bottom, it's from your hips down. Your legs have just begun dancing.
right? But I mean, is like, is it an involuntary thing, or does it feel more like a magical thing, making me involuntarily go?
Make an arcana check.
Bauer's a professional
zero.
river dancer now.
A whole 6.
6. I mean, you I think have a spell that can make people dance, but like normally I can save against that.
Yeah, that's kind of
Make
weird.
a perception check.
Oh, great! Another thing that I'm just amazing at. 15.
15. Those aren't your socks.
Wait, what the fuck? Oh, hold on. God damn.
The socks don't come off. They seemingly have bonded to your skin. The dancing finally like stops.
Can I take the socks off?
You try. They are almost as if they are.
Where the hell did I even get these
adhesively-
socks anyway?
I don't know if they just appeared.
Can you come here, Al? Try to pull this off.
I'll go over and act like I'm pulling them off, as I clearly know what they are.
Make a deception check. And I need an insight from Kaya.
Oh, great! Another thing that I'm just amazing at.
Well, hey,
Natural
invest
one.
in social stats, maybe.
21.
Natural 1.
21. Alder is giving it everything he's got, trying to get those socks off of you. They're just not coming off. Also, Alder, you don't actually have to pretend to take the socks out. They won't come off of him.
Right, that's fair.
Like they're
I guess it was more deception of like I don't know what's going on here.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's
I'm gonna go for a quick walk. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna walk around the camp a little bit, and while I'm doing that, I'll actually be right back.
okay. That's about halfway around the campfire. He jumps and does like the water dance thing where he kicks his heels together.
Licks his heels.
You hear
As he's
guys
going.
swear.
I'm just like, I'm telling you, friend, you're tired. You need to sleep.
Who's taking the next watch?
I'll take the next one.
And as we pass by each other, I'll say, well, you missed the show. The socks are working.
Finally.
Keep an eye on him. He's not sleeping.
Is he not?
No, he's pretending to. He's not actually sleeping.
I hadn't noticed. Noted.
Oh, also, tell him the whole story about the goblin.
There you go. I was wondering if you were just going to leave it at the socks and emotional trauma.
Sorry, I should have brought that up earlier. The socks really distracted me.
No, that was the right order of events. That's the priority. We deal with goblins in the morning. Socks is what I wanted to hear about. Anyway, get some rest.
Okay. Relton, make a perception check.
Oh, goody. Oh, 21.
21. Nothing. There's a few rustles in the bushes that you kind of go and check out, but otherwise, you see some footsteps that you would assume are the same from Alder's interaction earlier.
Can I, based on Alder's report, can I go to where he said he saw whatever it was and try and inspect, like, the bushes? You said there was skin left?
Yeah, like hanging, again, tassels is like the best term, but like ribbons of flesh that were torn off, like caught on parts of the branches.
Can I, like, peel some of it off the branches? And
Yeah.
I'm looking to see if it's, like, decayed. Actually, better yet, I will peel some of it off the branches and use my divine sense to see if this is regular flesh or if this is undead. If this is, what is this?
So yes, for one, like using divine sense, it is obviously some sort of. It's undead, but it's not. It gives you a weird, like, sense, for lack of a better word, because it only has traces of necromancy. Like, there's not. It is not the full-fledged, like, undead you would get from, like, a zombie that had been raised, or any sort of ghoul or ghost. It is just. Oh, one sec. I have an extra battery right here. I was prepared for this.
This isn't our first rodeo.
Dinosaur. Nice. I am a Stegosaurus.
Throw the cheese.
It is, yeah, just faintly necromantic, but it is clearly like fetid and decayed.
Okay. I will spend the rest of my watch being vigilant, and will walk around the perimeter of the camp rather than just sitting and watching. Let whatever
Okay.
is out there know that, I
You're
am
here as
present
well.
and awake. Yep.
Okay. Then I suppose, with David not back, Kai not back yet, do we want to hand the last watch off to Vala? No, Relton, if you want to have any interaction, or
Wizard.
to, sorry,
We don't.
to Wizard.
Yes.
Wizard
If
will take
there's an
any-
interaction,
Anyone wakes him up for.
you're saying you do not want to
It's
give
up to
Wizard
the,
a watch?
It's up
Oh,
to the
I'm-
crew.
Relton.
I will
Relton, you're saying-
wake. I will wake Zar up for the last
Okay.
watch.
Okay.
Hey, little one. Your turn to keep an eye out.
Okay. For what?
Bad things. If it looks like it's gonna do bad things to any of the four of us, all you gotta do is yell real loud. They, I've been told they've been about your height, so you're probably
There are
looking for other
goblins out
goblins.
there.
It's probably what you're looking for, yeah.
I'm gonna pull out the dagger that I stole. I'm gonna be like, I'll get them.
Yeah, you can also yell. We're
Okay.
happy to help.
Wizard needs no help from peons.
Firstly, rude. Secondly, we'd sure love to help.
Okay, fine.
I'll like lay down and then just like check several times that they're actually up and watching.
Wizard has pulled up the goblet of wine that they did not finish, and is going to sip it while they look around.
Okay.
And
Give me a
I'm going to
perception
guess,
check.
yeah. That's a 17.
17. It takes a little bit, but looking out, see the same thing that Alder saw. Glassy yellow eyes, 4 pairs of them, watching from the dark.
4 pairs?
4 sets of eyes. So these ones are up in the trees, unmoving, and rolled even higher on their stealth than Orelton's 20 on perception and have seemingly been there for a while. Just watching.
Gabi, Wizard is going to yell out, "Kneel before Wizard, or be consumed by the abyss!" And then try and like grab a rock and throw it at one of them.
Okay,
And
give me an
probably
attack
has
roll.
Terrible aim, but
Yeah, give me an attack
What's
roll.
a-
This would be at disadvantage because it's improvised weapon.
okay.
Or no, you can just roll regular with just a rock.
What's a do I stay asleep roll?
Yeah.
Seemed like it was loud.
Yeah, I
you-
am screaming.
You guys will wake up. This is just for the rock. So it's
Uh,
as you all snap awake.
I rolled a 10, so I don't know if there's any additional
Strength.
unarmed strike.
It'd be your strength.
My strength. Got it. So nothing. So it's a 10. I rolled a 10.
Okay. 10 hits. Roll. Give me a D4.
A D4, okay?
D4, 1d4 minus 1.
Okay. It's 1.
1. Okay. So 0. That's it.
No, I rolled a 2. So
Oh, you rolled
minus
a 2.
1 is 1.
Okay, so 1. The rock strikes one of these things in the shoulder, dark outline. And what fills the space to what everybody else is waking up to, except Kaya, who was just pretending to be asleep, is the one that you struck. It opens its mouth. And again, you can't make out details. It's too far away. It's too dark. And just lets out this ungodly scream. Just... And I need everybody to roll initiative.
Sick.
Woo!
It's
17.
That's like the one thing I can never roll high on. Fucking
12.
5. I just rolled again just for the hell of it. Same exact thing.
Orelton, what did you get?
17.
Zara?
12.
12. And Alder?
5.
5. And I just rolled for Kaya, and he got a natural 1, which is funny because he's the only one awake.
He's dancing.
Is that disadvantage on initiative rolls too, or is it just skills? I think it's just skills. now that I said it out
He has
loud.
that level
For
of
his
exhaustion.
exhaustion. Yeah. His
Oh, yeah,
exhaustion.
it does not apply to initiative.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. Okay. So they leap out of the trees, and there are 2 of them. The one that was struck and the one on its same branch leap out and are both going to attack Zara. They have broken, like, old metal weapons that are just jagged pieces of tetanus, essentially, that they're trying to lash out at you with. Gabi, as you land, they realize they have lightless eyes, just glassy yellow eyes, no pupils, and their limbs are mismatched. One of them has an arm that is significantly longer than the other. You notice stitching on parts of their skin. Does a 14 hit you?
That is my armor class. Meets it, beats
That
it.
is your armor class. Beats it. And then the second one will miss. It deals 4 points of piercing damage as this broken piece of metal just stabs into the top of your shoulder. It comes down at that oversized arm. You need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, that's not good. That is 9.
Okay. Thank you. which brings
what
us.
saving throw was that?
Con.
It was a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Which I believe you get a bonus from being within 30 feet of a Relton.
Yeah, +5 on saves if you're within 30 feet of me. I
Oh,
don't
then
know where she was at. Oh, I'm sorry, 10 feet of me. I'm not that high a level yet.
Oh, 10 feet of you. Okay. Which we'll say just freeze. You're outside of 10 feet because you ran forward and hurled a rock. But Zara, it is your turn. You have 2 goblin stitches.
it's my turn. I got a 12.
Or no, sorry, a Relton.
Yeah.
A Relton's higher. A Relton's higher. Relton's at 17.
Okay. O'Relton, already on edge from the zombie goblin thing, shoots to his feet, looks around and sees Zar having thrown a rock into the dark that he can't see into. He will cast Detect Evil and Good. And if I can find that real quick. Please hold. I know if there's an aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet, as well as where the creature is located. So I will detect them with Detect Evil and Good, and then rush towards the nearest one.
Yeah, we'll say that all 4 of them we'll say are within range, even the ones that are up in the trees above the camp. The 2 that are on Zara and attacking her would be, or attacking them, sorry, would be the closest ones.
Okay, that's where I rush.
Okay.
And I guess I can't do anything because I just have a bonus action left, so that's where I'm headed.
Okay. The next 2 are going to drop down pretty much onto O'Relton's shoulders. That's as he's running by. They both loose screams and are both going to make attacks. That is a 5, and that is a 5. I'm guessing neither of those hit, as they
Neither
just
of
like
those hit.
crash into your shoulders and you just shrug them off. They fall to the ground and stand up, bringing us to Zara, or Wizard.
Wizard. All right. So Wizard is gonna be like, "Ah!" and like drop back, probably 30 feet. Well, what's my speed? Hold on. Gonna drop back 30 feet and just grab out of the bag and throw whatever it is out. And that is gonna be this guy, which is an Oblivion scroll.
Okay. Okay.
What?
I need everyone to make. Good. Kai is back. I need everyone to make wisdom saving throws.
Oh, shit.
Who's within 10 feet of me?
I would assume.
Just Zara at this
yeah,
point.
you took off from where I was at.
So-
Zara,
Zara?
Wizard does not have to make the saving throw. But yeah, I need wisdom saving throws from everybody here.
15.
15. Okay.
26.
26. Okay. Kai, you're on mute.
16.
16. You all succeed. You all remember who Wizard is.
Right.
Do these zombie things?
Roll a
Does it
d20.
matter?
Roll a d20.
In a fight with goblins,
This
and
is
we
a
forget
7.
who the goblin that's with us is. Would be
7?
very deadly.
Oh no.
So the goblins didn't really know who you are anyway. They're let me do this.
But I mean, they forget that I exist, so I could slip
Yeah,
into the darkness.
their
right?
attention does shift to a Relton.
Cool.
Because they see another goblin, and so for a moment you will not be treated as an enemy.
And since that is a scroll, scrolls are one-time use.
Scrolls
right?
are one-time use, so that
Okay.
one's gone.
That was oblivion.
That would have been pretty much. That would have been so funny if you're fighting 4 goblins. Because all I was going to tell anybody that failed is there are 5 goblins in your camp that you don't know
Yeah.
who any of them are.
Oh, man.
And then the 20 is as the scroll, like as it's burning away, because you like opened it and threw it at the first one. It just over their head. You're not used to fighting people your size.
Yeah.
Alder.
Are any of them
They're
in
prone.
I was gonna say, are any of them in the light of the fire now? Because I did relight the fire before I went to bed.
Kind of. They're like on the edge. That's they're far enough out that like you cannot really see them very well. It'll be a disadvantage if you don't have some sort of dark vision, because Orelton had to run out to meet them.
Okay. I will.
And again, at this point, the fire would be pretty dimly lit. It's been 2 full watches since you relit it.
Yeah. I will go ahead and get up and rush towards them and just shoot a produce flame at the nearest set of eyeballs that is not one of my companions.
Okay, make an attack roll at disadvantage. Or I guess with produce flame, you produce light. So if you're moving forward, you can get them into the light. So it wouldn't be a disadvantage.
Okay. That would be a 23 to hit.
Absolutely hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
That will be 11 points of fire damage.
11 points. That's the one that is. There's one of them like picking itself up off the ground from landing on Orelton's shoulders, and you just hurl a ball of fire, which burns, and you actually watch. There's like small stitches across its body that like ignite and burn, and it begins screaming, like patting them. Its arm falls off, and it just like tips over onto the ground, just not bleeding but leaking.
Okay. And
It
as
smells like embalming fluid.
as my bonus action, do these goblins have ears?
Yeah, they do.
Okay. I'm assuming they appear to be stitched on as well.
Yeah, I mean,
Or,
maybe 1 or 2 of them. It's,
Okay.
you'll have to inspect. But
okay. Cool, and that's the end of my
anything else you're doing? Cool. That brings us to Kaya, bring it at the bottom.
I feel like I missed something. Do these goblins have ears? Are they stitched on? Okay.
Okay,
Spend less time dancing.
as you like finally, you had not fallen asleep, but you were in kind of like that half state. You're just so tired that you were just kind of out, and you sit up, you hear the screaming and the yelling, and this wash of energy comes over you, and you shrug it off and sit up and see, and now the light of the burning corpse of the one that Alder just put down, there's 3 remaining goblins that are like patchwork amalgamations of different goblin parts.
Oh.
Their arms and like patches of skin have been sewn on and like stitched together.
Frankenstein's goblin.
Frankenstein
Okay.
goblins.
What is all right? And fuck, I want everything is screaming fireball right now, but you know, we're in the woods, up in the mountains. And I want a
The
fireball
crispy
so
pine
bad.
needles under your feet.
Dude. I want a fireball so bad. Then I guess if I can't fireball,
Hey, no one said you can't fireball.
Yeah, I'm pretty fucking tired. Am I even thinking about that? Let's see. 43. I'm not fucking fireball. Let's go. We'll do it at 4th level, and I'm gonna try to catch those 3 in it.
Okay. With how it's lined up, you will have to catch a Relton in it as well. You can maybe dodge Zara and
Oh, I ran away, so
Alder.
Give me
Oh yeah.
just a
So yeah,
second
you
here.
can avoid Zara, and you because you can avoid Alder as well. But to catch all 3 goblins, they're on 3 sides of.
Yeah, if I'm catching a friend, then I probably won't do it. I don't think I have the automatic save, do I?
That's
don't.
I think evocation wizards.
No, so I have the
I mean, Aurel will
So-
probably be fine.
I'll probably be all right.
be fine. Yeah, probably.
You're tired. I'm a dragon. Dragons are fire resistant, right?
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Dragons are fire resistant. Let's do it. Make a dex save.
There we go. Woo! A natural 1, 4, 5.
Go ahead and roll damage, David.
This ain't gonna feel good.
What is the
28 fire damage.
Owie.
Ooh.
20? Even half of that, the 3 remaining goblins are just incinerated. Part of a body crashes into the tree next to where Zara has run away. And we're going to stay at initiative because now we're on the first round of the forest beginning to burn.
Okay.
Orelton, we come back to the town. Unless, guys, is there anything else you'd like to do? Bonus action, movement?
Oh shit. That probably wasn't a good idea.
One of these tall,
just gonna-
ancient pines nearly instantaneously ignites from the resin of the tree.
I'm gonna. Yeah, I guess we're still in initiative. I'm not gonna do anything yet, but the second I can, I'm gonna try to control flame and try to start putting shit out.
Okay. Orelton, we're back to you.
There is still 1 goblin left, right? It's not Zar?
I
Oh,
killed one.
no. Alder killed 1, and then the other 3 just got incinerated.
Okay. Orelton will have clutched at his eye that keeps his cloak attached to him, and like you see shadows in the dark that are even darker start welling up around him, and then he gets obliterated by a fireball. And after he picks himself up off the ground, he will glare back at Kaya and start looking for some source of water.
Part of your cloak is on fire, just
Yeah.
really backlighting the glare.
Put that out real quick. And then I will look for a source of water. Do we have one?
You have
Not a
like
large
some
source.
water bottles and stuff, but no, you didn't set up next to like. You know what? Because we didn't talk about it. Let me. High or low, Alder?
Low.
It's 44. There's a small creek nearby, about 10 feet off the side of your camp.
Okay, I will. The only thing I have is a water skin, and that's not going to do anything at all.
Aurel just starts peeing on a tree.
Dunk your cloak and use your cloak to beat the tree.
Is there any water nearby?
Like creek.
Yeah, that's there's a creek nearby. We did a luck check,
Okay.
a fitty chance that.
So yeah.
Orelton will actually, he's got his hand on his brooch already. He will reach up behind it where he has the cube of holding, and
Okay.
out of nowhere, a long spear shows up right here, and he pulls it and plants it on the ground, and that's where we'll start my next
Okay. Okay. Wizard.
Wizard is gonna see the fire and the dead goblins and panic and run in a random direction.
I love that we are not min-maxed at all.
Okay, one sec. I need, just for my sake, I'm just drawing out a little like here's the fire for me, for my mental. Here's where Relton is pretty much in the middle of the fire. Alder, Kai a little ways back, and Zara. I'm gonna put Zara here.
Okay, I'm rolling a D8, and we'll go like north is 1, and then I'll loop all the way around.
If you roll an 8, that is directly into the flames.
Okay.
Just from how I've mapped this out.
1.
Exactly opposite.
No,
No,
it's
it's good.
on the
Kind of
clock.
the
It's
flames.
right next
Oh,
to it.
okay.
You run past the flames into the trees, towards the mountain.
Just be screaming, so I run 60 feet.
Okay. Alder.
I'm gonna yell to Zar, Zar, come back! And I'm gonna step forward calmly towards the massive tree that's on fire, spit into the air, and cast Tidal Wave, and put
Oh shit.
the fire out.
Much cooler.
Okay. Describe tidal wave for me.
You conjure up a wave of water that crashes down on an area within range. It could be 30 feet tall, or 30 feet long, 10 feet wide, and 10 feet tall.
Okay.
I want to hear your description.
So I guess for me, if you're noticing as I spit into there and it starts to cast, the 3 scratch marks on my face turn blue and rush out of my face and then hit the pool of water and spread into a massive wave of water.
Hell yeah.
That's cool.
Zara, high or low?
Low.
A wall of water crashes into you from behind. So, is there damage involved?
Do I take this too, considering I was standing in the middle of the fire? And I assume that tidal wave's going right through it.
Yeah, because if you didn't move, that's going to catch a Relton as well. Is there a saving
Bring it
throw
on.
here?
Dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity
I'm so
saving
good at tennis.
throws. Okay. It's only because these are large-scale AoEs.
Yeah.
13?
16.
Nope, both fail. So you take, what was it, 3, 10, 15 points of bludgeoning and you're knocked prone.
So each of you take the damage. The water rolls past. It does successfully. Like, there's no way that doesn't put out the flames. Everything's just sizzling. Orelton's laying on the ground, just smoldering. Like his cloak is finally out, and it's just that remaining, like, acrid smoke that comes from wet, burning fabric. Both of your face, just full face in the mud.
Just wanted some sleep.
I'm gonna walk over and help Orelton up.
Thanks.
Sorry, friend. I had to protect the trees, you know.
Yeah, I don't figure there was a better way to do that.
Gob's
Zar.
gonna walk. Yeah, Wizard's gonna walk back over, just coated down the front with mud.
Come here. I'll help clean the mud off of him.
Relton will immediately shove the sphere back up into position, turn his hand over, and it just disappears again.
Okay.
And
I
go ahead. Sorry.
I told you goblins were bad! They're always bad, no matter where they are! It's just like very distraught, upset 2-year-old tantrum.
Gonna get Zar wrapped in a blanket, set him by the fire, get him warmed up. It's gonna be okay. Good job waking us up. Thank you.
Will also wring out my clothing next to the fire.
And then I'm gonna walk over to the goblin I killed and just examine its body a little bit, if it's still even anything of a body.
It's pretty bludgeoned. This one escaped the fireball, but was shifted. One of the limbs was torn off. The remaining limb was torn off from just the bludgeoning from the tidal wave. And yeah, it's still there. The skin it has that texture like when you're in the tub for too long, where everything's just kind of spongy, and your connection with nature, you can tell like it's growing like molds and funguses within it. Has an awful smell of. Make a medicine check.
That would be. Oh wow, I'm actually decent at this. 18.
18. It smells like embalming fluid and like the way you would treat a corpse for a funeral. Like it just has that astringent foul, like a body that was prepared but not well. And just
Gotcha. So I
Yeah.
kind of get the idea that it was created, not like naturally that way.
correct. Yeah. Somebody's put this together.
Okay. I'm gonna cut
As
off
I'm-
its ears and walk back to everything else.
Yeah, let's see. You have 2 goblin ears.
As I'm wringing out my clothes, I'm all the way down to my skivvies, hanging them up over the fire. I will glance over in Bauer's direction, and is he outside of 10 but within 60 feet of me?
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, well, let's do this. Yeah.
Okay,
And
great.
if you want him to be, you can easily move just a couple feet to put him
Okay.
in that range.
I will call on List's power, and you don't see shadows gather around me, but it seems like my scales get darker for a second. And I will use my read thoughts ability and see if I can't get into Bauer's head for a second. So I need
Okay.
a Wisdom 16 saving throw from you, Bauer.
Alrighty. Natural 1.
I think that tracks. So I'm just looking to see how well he's actually holding up.
Okay. So are you reading full thoughts? Are you getting trace thoughts off the top of my head? What
This says it gets full thoughts. If I fail, it's surface thoughts.
Okay, so it's full thoughts.
Yeah.
Currently it was like I guess my current state of mind, I'd be thinking a lot about that fireball, like fuck. I should probably go apologize to everyone. What's going on with these damn socks? I'm really, really tired, but I can't go
Oh.
back to sleep.
Relton gets like this big goofy grin as he thinks about the socks and then just quells it real quick. And as soon as he hears how tired Bauer is, he'll just jump out of his mind and leave the rest of his thoughts to him. And then I will, in my skivvies with a hunting knife, go over to the other 3 goblins. And on my way, I will clap Bauer on the shoulder and say, "You really need to get some sleep." And I will cast Suggestion on him, which is part of that ability as well. And then I will go harvest the other 6 ears.
Yeah, and I rolled a d6. They are all intact enough for harvesting.
Sweet.
Suggestion, is that a save at all?
I actually have to look up the spell. Hold on.
Okay.
Do concentration up to 8 hours. Wisdom 16.
Wisdom 16. Gonna roll a natural 20.
God damn it. He's really, really spooked.
How many levels? You only have 1 level of exhaustion, right?
Oh, wait, I have disadvantage
Is it on
on
saving
that's
throws?
ability checks. That's not savings. That's
Yeah,
ability
so
checks.
not saving. Yeah, okay.
Okay. And it does not take.
Okay. Guy, you're really not sleeping the rest of the night? Okay. You do not get the benefits of a long rest, and you take 1 more level of exhaustion. Or make a Constitution saving throw.
23.
23. I'm not going to give you a level of exhaustion,
Okay.
but you do not get the benefits of a long rest.
I'm surprised
The
I'm
rest
still
of us,
doing. Okay.
Would you
Do
say?
the rest of us
Um,
get the benefits?
The rest of you can take your benefits of a long rest.
Sweet.
So, is there anything that's going to pertain to me in the next couple minutes? My boys are being absolute terrors right now.
We can avoid it. We'll just assume that you're going along for the ride. I will say, because that fight was so late in your rest, Orelton and Wizard, each of you healed a full, but then take 10 points of damage. You're not at full.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't remember how much damage I had, and I just.
No. And that's why I'm like, I said yes. You probably hit the button. We're not going to keep the damage. We're just going to give you a little bit of it back.
And then after observing the goblin and everything, and now that we're all awake, I'll just look with everybody at the campfire and these aren't natural. Somebody's making these.
Yeah, I'll say. Look at them. They're stitched together.
Much as I want to Move
Bless
on.
you, Czar.
It's that cold water. As, as much as I want to move on, do we look into this a little more?
Got a job for it anyway.
I say we track
Sorry, I'm
down
trying to-
where it's coming from and figure this out. I've got a pretty good
World
scent of where they're at.
World Forge has been there this long. It'll probably be there when we show up.
You doing okay, Czar?
I am so cold. Mm.
Well,
Heat up a
Which,
cup of water.
if you get close to Czar, you realize that sorry, I'm trying to decide which one of these is the best one. She feels cold, but she actually has heat like radiating off of her.
I love the homey country music going on right now.
Right. It's a very
yeah.
she has a very harsh fever.
Fever.
Harsh fever. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't feel too well, do you?
No.
Is this fever new?
Since I got hit by the waves.
can I see if I can suss out whether this is what would be the cause of this?
Yeah. Give me a medicine check.
A whole 9.
9. Could be the waves. Could be the burning. There's a lot of stuff that happened last night.
The giant stab wound.
All right, well, I don't know if this is going to help or not, but I will grab them by the shoulders and just see if I can't make whatever it is release with 5 points of lay on hands. Which is it will cure a disease or neutralize a poison affecting the creature.
Yeah, that's it immediately fades away.
DM, question. How do I find how many hit die I have?
This isn't healing, so this wouldn't. If you hit short rest though, the short rest button,
Okay, got it.
and it shows you, gives you those.
Okay.
So
So this wouldn't be considered healing?
this isn't healing. This is just a This is just a.
Okay.
Cure disease or
This is
neutralize
a
a poison.
use to cure the disease you had been afflicted with.
Okay.
You
Feel better?
A little. I'm still sore.
Well, toughen up, and I'll just give him a little punch tap on the shoulder.
The hurt one?
Just-
Ah!
And then rub their head and walk away.
well, should we head into the forest and see what's creating these things?
Yeah, just real quick. I'm sorry about my explosion last night. I a little tired from it being nighttime and all, and it wasn't really thinking about, everything. And these damn socks, I don't understand why they won't come off and why my feet are bouncing.
Yeah, I didn't see you get those. Those look good on you.
I don't even know where they came from.
You forgetting about your fashion choices now, Bauer? You really do need to get some rest, man.
And I'm all right. I know I don't look it on the outside, but mentally I'm mostly there. Last night was just a a small lapse in judgment.
All
Hey,
right.
but it's laps we make all the time. Guy, you're the only person that hears that. You look over and your brother is standing in the circle of people around you. You should get some sleep, brother. You don't look well.
So what'll happen for everyone else? Kaya's gonna go pale, and then immediately look around at everybody else. And do I notice if they see something? I did a 13 on perception.
Yeah, none of them, like, they're all still listening to you. Oh, no. They can't see me. They'll think you're crazy if you tell it. If you tell them, they won't believe you. They'll say you need more sleep. That's why you hurt them, by the way. Your magic's why you hurt everyone you care about. And he just vanishes into a puff of smoke.
Are you our friend? You look like you've seen a ghost.
But you are a ghost.
No, it's fine. And he grabs his jug, water. Shit, and it turns to water.
Maybe.
But it didn't turn to shit.
Yeah, it turns to water.
Meant wine.
That's probably the better choice, for being honest.
If I wanted water, I'd just drink beer.
I'll look back at Alder. Well, if you're waiting on us, you're backing up. I can't get us through that forest.
I'll lead us forward. Keeping out for the scent of rot and death that I smelled as a bear.
Okay. Give me survival check with advantage. Give me survival check. I'm trying to, okay, man, maybe I need to sleep.
That would be a 28.
28. Okay. It is continuing through the woods. Although you're at home. Like, there's weird shit going on, but it's not the woods' fault. It's not the fault of the forest. It's the fault of things that live within it. And it's easy enough for you to maintain your bearings, even though you've gotten close enough that you don't always have sight of the mountain. It's only when you come into breaks in the trees. These tall, looming pines. Old forest, almost as old as yours. Most of the day goes by without anything really eventful or noteworthy happening. But in the mid-afternoon, at the distance towards the mountain, you hear a loud sound. I need perception checks from everyone.
$11.
11. Okay.
11.
12.
14.
14. You can't be sure. Like, immediately you jump to, it sounds like the roar of a creature, probably the Hydra. But it has this rumbling quality, and you can almost feel it in the stones at your feet. It's not until about an hour or two later in walking. I suppose that's enough information for now. If you'd like to I realize that was a moment that might warrant a little bit of conversation, but
Oh, okay.
now I've buried the lead a little, so we can skip forward if you'd like.
That sounds like the other thing we need to take care of, yeah? We want to divert, or one thing at a time?
I think one thing at a time.
Okay. Can
I
we
mean-
just make a note of where we're at and where that came from, and we'll come back to it?
If I don't recall, wasn't it weren't the adventurers going after the Hydra?
No, they were going to
Okay.
map out, I believe, the cave system.
You see.
I don't recall.
The Hydra's worth more, isn't it?
Sure, but it's also more deadly.
You don't know goblins like I do.
You are 100% correct on that one.
To be clear, I'm good to go after either one of these. I just think we should focus on one and not split up.
Right, yeah. So,
Well, I mean,
group vote.
My vote's the Hydra.
To be clear, from what you saw in the bounty, the Hydra lives on the mountain.
Right.
Like,
And
you
we're
don't
in
have
the
to
forest.
go multiple directions. That's
so here's my vote. We have no idea where these adventures have gone or where this map is. I think we've got a pretty good bead on where the Hydra is. And I mean, hell, it could be both of them right there.
We were supposed to be heading up the mountain anyway, right? So they should all be in a straight line. Goblins, Hydra, end goal. So just keep your eyes sharp.
All right, then we just keep going forward, I guess.
Onward.
It's about 2 hours later. Kind of the last moments of daylight that you have. Did you get a hint as to what that rumbling may have been as the mountain peak comes into view and you see deep, black, swirling, acrid smoke rising from the top?
Oh,
Did anyone tell us this mountain was a volcano?
Nope.
Yeah, I don't recall that.
are we sure some asshole didn't cast Fireball?
I'm sure one did.
That's true. Sure there isn't a second asshole that didn't cast Fireball?
That I don't know about.
If that's Fireball, I don't want to meet that asshole.
That's a fair point.
It's definitely true.
Looking around, do we notice any like rocks or like flows that may appear to have been from ancient volcano eruptions or anything like that that would give indication that this area down here that we're at?
Make a nature
Investigating the
check.
geology.
21.
21. I mean, there's definitely some like volcanic rock formations. Now that you know that you're looking for them, the kind of the porous rock, but it doesn't seem like something is in like the main area of a flow, the way that lava fields can form. It's tough to tell. You think if it erupted right now, you're kind of hosed no matter what. Just being so, you're a day's travel from like the peak. The ground has just begun to slant upwards, the base of the mountain. But you'd have more warning than if you were at the peak. If that answers your question.
Yeah, I mean, it tells me
Well,
kind of how
enough.
close we are and what kind of danger.
And it
we're
tells you that
potentially
I don't know a whole lot about volcanoes.
in. No, that's fine. I mean, this is kind of the warning. Do we head back? can get in a safe range, or
You probably know more than me, but I know that just because they're smoking doesn't mean they're within minutes. We go haul ass and get done what we need to get done, or do we beat feet and then we're just literally fucked on finding these adventurers, unless you want to go dig them out of, lava rock.
It's not likely, but it could mean someone's ignited the forge.
That's why we keep you around, Voltron.
That and I keep making you dinner.
Oh yeah, I was wondering where that food was coming from.
From what I know, though, it doesn't necessarily mean they've accessed the forge itself. Started the process. Know very little, and I doubt they have the key to open the main part of it, the heart of the forge.
well,
I'm really just speculating here.
If that's not a volcano, I can only think of one group of people that would have started that forge. Which probably means we haul ass.
Yeah, I had a feeling that he was nearby.
just to be clear, we're going to haul ass in there, and Kaya, you're going to be not fully yourself.
I'm fine. I got it.
It is getting late in the evening. Are you wanting to go into the night, or are you wanting to take a final rest before heading into the mountain?
When you say it like that, the final rest.
Like one more camp before you go into.
Is it kind of
Before
like
you go.
Last Supper?
The long sleep. I think Voltron's right. They don't have the key. They're just starting the process. Let's let them do some of the work while we rest up.
Yeah.
And Bauer, I swear to God, if I have to come over there and knock you out, go to bed.
Yeah, sure. I'll go to sleep.
Make a deception check.
Is this against insight?
Your
Wow, I
passive
have a
insight.
plus. Oh well, I guess I could get lower, but I have a +9, and I got 12.
Oh no, we'll do this. We'll do this in active insight. You are actively sussing this out.
Okay. Well, he rolled there. I'll roll there. Active insight.
Yeah. I'm lying.
I'll try it the nice way again, and I'll actually cast suggestion on him. Sleep.
I'm gonna. You realize he's casting a spell, because I believe there are both verbal and somatic components to suggestion, or is it just
Herbal and material.
verbal and material? It begins an incantation. You know what happened. You realize what'll happen if you fall asleep.
Elton, I can't. And I counterspell. What
Okay,
level?
what level do you
is
counterspell
Dustin?
at? What
It'll
level do you
just be
counterspell
three.
at?
Just level 3.
Is level 3?
It was a
What
normal
level
level 2
suggestion?
spell.
Okay, just
Oh, excuse me. Wait, it's not
Spell.
a level 2 spell. It's a level 3 spell.
okay. So it's still
Those-
the spell
yes,
shatters.
So. Elton, I
I'll
know
let
you're
it-
just trying to look out for me, but I can't.
Gonna be worse in there, Bauer.
I don't.
It's funny
it
you
is.
think they're looking out for you. Unless they keep you around,
Shut up.
mainly to laugh at you.
And he looks off into space and says that.
I'm just gonna let it ride.
You really pretend you don't know who put those socks on you? You're a joke. You're a little clown, brother.
I'm just gonna try to ignore as best as I can. But he is visibly shaken, as well as occasionally telling thin air to shut up.
Just before bed, Wizard is gonna go up to Kaya and say, I have something that'll scare everything away. He's going to pull out their mask. Where is it? The ghostly grin mask. If you wear this, things get scared away. It helps. Just hands it to him.
Oh, well, thank you, Czar. I appreciate it.
I'll watch over you. Stands like above Kai as he goes to lay down.
Which is interrupted because he's started to dance again. Just doing a quick now it's actually like actively keeping him up because it's doing like the Russian thing where he kicks his legs out in like a low crouch.
Cool trick, Bauer.
Yeah, it's not intentional.
He knows. Was that all there?
I was gonna say I'm gonna walk past O'Relton. I'm assuming kind of like as we're eating and getting ready to go down for the night, and just, hey, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna take a peek into the woods.
Yep.
And I'll step over to not the nearest tree, but like the next section of trees in from where we're at. And I'll go ahead and use tree stride to step in.
Okay.
And I can now know the location of every tree within 500 feet of us.
Okay.
That is like that tree. And what I'm looking for is noticing a clearing within 500 feet of us.
Yeah, just any clearing?
Yeah, just a clearing that seems kind of like a made clearing, I guess. Like, it doesn't seem naturally occurring.
Okay. High or low?
Low.
Low. You step in. So you step into the tree, and you essentially, a pulse goes out, and just creatures and the ground and everything is kind of absent, a blank void. But you see all of these trees roll out as though you're a giant standing in the forest. You see towards the mountain, a few hundred feet away, there's a copse of trees that it goes against the natural pattern. Recognize it. Are you going there, or are you just...
If that's the only location that seems like that in the area, I'm going to put myself near that location, not on the edge of it, but right near that location, and I'll step out. And I just want to look through the trees and see if I can notice anything like a camp or a cave or something.
There's no camp, but you catch a glimpse of, there's a few like clearly like cut down trees. There's a pile of not even like chopped wood, but like a milled lumber, like planks and boards that are kind of stacked up in one spot. But no tents, no fire. You can't make out any other details from where you're at.
Okay. I think I'm going to move up towards the milled lumber. Just see if I can get a better view from there. Anything that seems man-created, and I guess I'm kind of looking for a potential location of where those goblins are at and things like that.
As you approach, the first thing that you notice is the smell. Awful, awful scent. Like awful, 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 OFFAL. Like awful, awful. You step forward and there's this pile of cut wood, and you notice some tracks where it's been dragged further up the mountain. And you notice deep, taloned footsteps that are much larger than any goblin's foot, much larger than any goblin. And these lines where wood has been pulled through the undergrowth. You kind of round the corner, you realize the trees had been originally cleared to make space and milled somehow out of convenience, likely. There's just a pit where pieces and a refuse of different creatures has been thrown. Goblins, deer. There's a few large scaled limbs with different colored scales. People.
Okay. Do I notice anything like, I guess, dwarves or elves in that pile, or do they look all?
There's not really a lot of like telltale signs without getting down in and like pulling stuff out and looking at it.
Okay.
Is that what you'd like to do?
No, I just
Okay.
looking from the surface.
Make a perception check.
28.
28 with that. It'd be hard to tell like humans and elves, but there's one like arm that's kind of poking out of a portion of the pile. That, based on the thickness and how hairy it is, you would guess is a dwarf.
All right.
And that's one that you could lay down at the edge of the pit and grab onto and pull if you'd like.
No, I'm not going to touch anything. All right. So with that information, I'm going to go ahead and step back into the woods and cast Tree Stride again and head back to camp.
Okay. What's anybody else doing?
Well, I found a pit of rotting bodies.
Really?
And the largest claw mark I've ever seen. Bigger than a goblin.
Well, that seems right down our alley no matter what it is.
Yeah. The pit's not just goblins though. It's humans, dwarves, animals, body parts strewn everywhere. So I think we know the
Let's burn
source.
Maybe let's figure out if these are our missing adventurers first, and then I don't give a shit if you burn it or not.
A few hundred feet in that direction.
Is this a tonight thing or a tomorrow morning thing?
I think it could be a tomorrow morning thing. We just need to maybe watch in that area.
Okay. Well, then let's
Is
rest
this
up.
how it usually works? Do they just kind of make these decisions? Do they ever ask what you think, brother? Or do they just occasionally toss you, we want to make sure you're doing fine? And then they let you lie, cast spells, and be on their way.
And I look in the direction and I think towards him. You can talk to me as much as you want. It's not going to change anything.
We'll see how you feel in a few weeks of this. If you live that long. I've already almost killed you, what is it, 2, 3 times now? How long can you keep escaping my blade?
As long as I have to.
Luck will run out eventually. Get some sleep, brother. You're gonna need it. And kind of disappears again.
Pulls out the mask that Zarn gave him. Just kind of fiddling with it, looking it over.
Do you want to know what it does?
Nope.
Okay.
Because if I have to attune to it, I can't.
Doesn't require attunement.
It does not.
Oh, all right. Yep, I have no idea what it does, and I'll maybe find out.
It's just a creepy grinning mask then.
As far as I know, I gotta make this a disadvantage. Oh, that's a 3 anyway. Yeah, as far as I know, it's just some mask that you gave me.
Okay. We're going to save a little bit of time because your watches tonight's going to go by pretty uneventfully.
Can I do something during my watch?
You may.
Well, actually, now that I've said it, I need to know if I can do it. Yes. So I will complete the first part of my watch to make sure the area is safe, and then once I feel like we're doing okay, I will meditate on the description of the clearing that Alder gave me, and I will cast clairvoyance, thinking about the pit, and see if I can't put my sensor directly above it, and just inspect the area from there, and then inspect the pit.
Yeah, I really like that, and I like use of divination spells because it's an underutilized spell, I think. But yeah, pops up just slightly off center from Walter's description, but gives you a good view, and it is awful. Like it's so visibly rancid that you can almost smell it yourself.
And it's just the pit in this clearing, right?
Yeah,
Thought I
it's the
heard a
pit.
description of a
There's
cave.
no cave. There's the pile of like wood that has been cut and like split in half lengthwise, and then a path where it has clearly been dragged through the underbrush as these planks were dragged back. Something, and Alder, you would pick this up too. It looks like it's been a while since a plank has been dragged. Like it's not like this is happening every day. The freshest tracks look good to be a few days old. Oralton, you'd be noticing that as well.
Why with the milled wood? And he'll take another just scan from where he can see, and see if there's anything constructed, a structure man-made, a bridge, a trap.
Because you had gone a little ways up, right?
Yeah, above the pit, but a little ways up.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Okay. And actually, since I'm doing this, I have a feature, Knowledge of the Ages. I will use my Channel Divinity to gain proficiency with any skill or tool for 10 minutes. So
Okay.
I now have proficiency in Perception. To do an extra +4, which will be a 17.
17. From a height, we'll assume that you went like 20 feet up. There's still some trees that are kind of blocking your view, but you get to look up the mountain. And yeah, there's like a half-constructed cabin about halfway up that you're only catching a glimpse of because from the ground, Alder wouldn't have been able to make it up. It's on like a shelf of rock.
Somebody setting up a residence up here, or what? Okay. I will take just one quick glance around with an improved perception to see if I notice anything different, and if not, I will pull myself out of clairvoyance.
Yeah, nothing specific. Not anything other than what Alder might have told you from his ground view.
Then I'll just spend the rest of my watching and meditating on what the hell they could have been doing up there.
Alder, Zara, you two doing anything?
Yeah, I'll just be trying to lay back to back with Kai and probably snoring.
Okay.
Trying
Alder?
to be protective.
I'm good.
He's sleeping.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna make a con save to see if he actually does start to fall asleep. Because it's been what, 5 days now?
I thought it would have been 5.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought it'd only been like 2 or 3, so that's my bad.
No, so it was 3 days when we started,
Yeah, when he woke up.
and then it's
Okay.
been 2 more nights.
Okay, so sorry, a 22 absolutely would not have passed. Give me one more con save right now, because you at least have 2 levels of exhaustion. I was going off of like 3 days of no sleep.
Okay, that's 20.
20? Okay, you have 3 levels of exhaustion.
Okay.
Sorry, that is. I'm like, oh shit, this is what I get for losing track of.
And 3 levels of exhaustion.
Disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws.
So then,
If you'd like to stay awake, do you have your own DC in mind? Because this is, I know, more of a. This is a
it'd be
personal
pretty
story that you're
fucking
telling.
High. I feel like the DC would be pretty damn high.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll
Are you
anybody
sleeping
that's
within
looking,
10
he's-
feet of a
he's-
Relton?
I might be. I don't know. Right
I
now,
haven't
I'm
moved.
back to back with the Czar,
Mhm.
and I don't know. What would you say a fair DC would be? 20.
I'd say 20 is a good DC. Like if you think 20 is like something that's hard to do, is a 20 DC. To not gain levels of exhaustion, you're up to a 25 DC.
As a player, I would love to go to sleep, but all right, here we go. 16.
16.
So
Are you
and
within 10
technically, I'd
feet
have
of?
disadvantage, right?
You would have disadvantage. So, but you'd
Well,
also have a
either
plus
way.
5.
I have a
If
plus
you're-
8 to con save. Oh, if I'm within.
If
10
you're
feet of a
within 10 feet of a Relton.
I mean, didn't know Relton kind of walk off and do his thing?
He's been
Nope, I
meditating.
am sitting on my sleeping bag, and my eyes are smoked over.
Then
So I'm
then
gonna let you choose if you're within.
Oh, you're gonna let me choose.
Again, this is a more.
let's leave it to dice. We'll do a 50-50. At 10
odds
or
are close to him.
yeah, I was gonna say, what is it? 10 or higher, and then 9 or lower.
Okay, so
Or
not
would it
quite
be 11?
Be 1 through 10.
It'd be 11 or
11.
higher.
Yeah. All right,
You can skew it in your favor. You can give
13.
13.
I'm within 10, but I have disadvantage, so I'll roll the next one,
Okay.
and that's a 6. That puts me at
Plus
19.
13, that puts you at 19. So, at some point, whether it be the comfort of like Zara's presence or just you
I will
drift
say
off.
at the end
Oh,
of
sorry.
O'Relton's watch, then he will unsmoke and he will stand up and go back over to Bauer and say, "Listen, man, I'm not trying to hurt you." Oh.
They're both
Thank
just
fuck.
snoring softly.
And just like tiptoe off as soft as I can.
David, you drift off and almost immediately no. Because your eyes open and you are in an empty void. Your feet are upon gray stone and nothing is around you.
Oh. Well, I guess I knew I couldn't sleep forever, or couldn't not sleep forever.
I didn't think you'd actually fall asleep. And you feel your side pierce as a dagger scrapes against your ribs and back.
The plus side is I can't be surprised now.
Yeah, that's you saw it coming, but it was in that dream state where everything feels slow. How long should we make this take?
And Kaya's gonna try to not show as much as he can. Try not to show any pain or any discomfort. Try not to give him any satisfaction.
Zara, there's a moment in your sleep, your sound goblin sleep. You're going about, you're not necessarily at home, but you are in your castle. You are a powerful wizard, Zara, and you have created this dreamscape of which you are the absolute lord of all around you. The black stone walls, and as you're walking in your hallways, reaching up and grabbing food off of every shelf that springs into existence as you desire a snack, there's a door, one that you haven't seen before.
I'm gonna go up to the door.
Okay.
Try and open it.
It resists for a moment, but as it pulls open, it goes not into another room of the castle, but you see this expanse of gray stone, just a few foot drop beneath you. And a ways away, you see Kaya being tortured by a human man.
How big is the gap?
They're maybe 20 feet away. Neither of them seem to notice you.
20 feet is too far for me to jump, though, right?
Oh,
Like,
like the
'cause
gap
you
to the
said there was,
ground
like,
is
a-
only like, yeah, it's only like 2 or 3 feet down. It's just like a large step down. And then they are maybe 20 feet away from you.
Oh, okay. Well, then, I'm assuming since I'm in my dream and I created this place, I can create whatever I want to have as a weapon, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
So I am
Possible.
going to, in my brain, create a giant hands that will give me like the strength of 20 Goliaths. So I
Okay.
have these giant hands now. And I am going to run at whoever is hurting Kaya, and I'm gonna scream, "Embrace
Wait,
the
hold-
dark!" Go ahead.
Hold that for just a second,
Okay.
because it is, Kai, you are being cut and sliced, and you are moving as though in molasses. Yes. Some fucking friends you've got. Stab. They just add to your misery, to your pain. Where they when you really need them. And as he reaches up and is about to cut like the tip of your nose off, something just horrific, you hear from behind him rapid footsteps, and then
Embrace the darkness, you shall find only despair. What?
hey, it just plows him into the ground as this tiny goblin who pressed themselves next to you and promised to protect you while you sleep has invaded your dream and proceeds to beat the piss out of your dream brother.
Czar.
Make a
What?
wisdom saving throw, David.
Me? All
Yeah.
right.
Not at disadvantage.
Well, that's still 4.
Does he get the +5?
He's still within 5 feet of you, so yeah, he gets +5.
9.
+8, which is your wisdom saving throw modifier, right?
No, a wisdom saving throw modifier is only 0.
Oh, okay. So 4 + 5, so 9. Still doesn't, but you feel that molasses feel begins to loosen. Zara, you're again beating the piss out of Dream Brother. And he, at a moment as he's trying to he's trying to fight back against you, he wipes blood from his face and spits on the ground. We all have friends. He raises his hands, and behind him, the sky splits, and that tall, goat-headed figure with blue eyes begins to step forward, pulling themselves through. Relton, in your meditations and prayers, and as you kind of begin to go to sleep, you feel a young woman take your hand. He needs your help. And his list has appeared to you before as a young 17, 18-year-old girl.
Go.
He and Zara are fighting with everything they have. They are safe from physical harm where they are, but not the emotional, not the mental. Go to them. She pulls back.
I get up and I look over at the two of them, their physical bodies.
So it's probably Alder's on watch right now, so he sees you get up. But yeah, they're both there. They're both kind of like fitfully tossing.
Bauer's in another dream. I don't know how we get to him, but we have to get to him. And I will go to Bauer's physical form and put protection from good and evil on him to start with.
Okay. Alder, are you doing anything?
I'm gonna go over and just ask, like, what? I don't know how to get to somebody's dream. What do we do?
First time you, first time me, man.
We cut back into the dream, this massive figure, that which you know now to be Ithis, striding towards you. The music is a little wrong, so I'm just going to do this. Striding forward, begins to reach towards Wizard. And golden runes bind around his arm and whip it back to the side. And he begins to pull and strain before the second one as the protection against evil kind of takes place on you. Kai, make another wisdom saving throw.
At advantage this time.
At advantage this time.
And with
Ooh.
+5.
So that's a 17 for that one. Ooh, okay, 20 for that one.
20. This binding around you in your dream, what has slowed you and prevented you from fighting back, is this vision, this manifestation of Isaac has tormented you. As Haran pulled you apart, drops. Similar to Zara now, you are in control of yourself in your dream.
Now that it seems like we're on even terms, I'm gonna look up, and initially I'm gonna point at Isaac. No, not you. And then I'm gonna point up at the goat-head figure, and I'm going to put everything I have into this disintegrate.
Okay. Green energy begins to well forth. Alder, Gaia, in real life, Alder and Orel, Kai's hand begins to like raise and like tremble.
As I see that,
So pointing something?
I'm gonna cast guidance on him.
Okay.
And his
You'll see-
physical finger is pointing at a
Like
tree. What is it
physical
pointing at?
finger is like pointing just straight up.
I'm going to get out of the way of the physical finger.
What you'll see probably as well on the outside is black tendrils start to creep out in every direction. And then they suck back in and move up his legs into his arm and blast a green beam out of his finger.
Okay. In the dream, this disintegrate packs everything. You feel energy flowing into you from outside sources. Zara fending off your brother as he's kind of regained himself. Multiple figures of him have kind of spawned. And Zara, you are, again, wrecking face. Like, your control, like, the absolute confidence you have translates to actual fucking dream power. And you told your friend that you would protect him while he slept. And behind you, when the giant bound figure who's begun to pull and the golden chains that bind him begin to snap and break. Is, you food, not a threat. I am the monster. As that energy launches forth and crashes into him. To the two of you outside, this beam of green energy off into space. Just leaves a hole like wrecked through a cloud above you and continues on.
Hope nobody was up there.
In your dream, the massive figure crashes, is like thrown back, his chest kind of cracking and dissolving into dust and ash. Ah. But you have not escaped me. Steps, and the portal begins to close. And Isaac, the shadowed copies are gone. They sit. You'll see me again too.
Isaac, there's a reason I didn't do it to you.
Too much
We
blood of our
can-
own family on your hands already.
Sure, if you want to blame me, do it. But you know it wasn't just on me. I had no idea I even had those powers.
Tell me in person, brother. I'll see you soon. And like falls back, just onto his back, and like ink splashed on the ground. And it's just you and Zara.
Zahar,
Your brother's kind of a dick.
yeah, but you are not. And I turn around immediately, like hug Zar, and yeah.
Come on,
So to
let's
get
go
in-
get a drink in my castle. It's over there. I'm gonna point back towards the door.
So to get into a dream fight, you've got to be asleep, right? And I'll just like turn around and just like lean up against Bauer 2 and just try and fall asleep as quickly as you
Give me a wisdom saving throw. Would that be like forcing yourself to go to sleep?
I don't know. I've never even done it in real life. So
Fuck it. Yeah, let's.
As much as I hate to say, I gotta step away one more time. My kid's out of
Okay.
bed. So.
that is a 32, 31.
Yeah.
31.
Fuck it. You like go make myself go to sleep. Cross your like and you're out like a light. Like the second you hit the ground. To which
And I'm-
you're pulled into the dreamscape.
And I just see what you've described.
Yeah, that's you see, and it's Zara and Kai standing there. We're gonna wait. We're gonna give David a chance to come back. Alder, what are you doing? You have a pile of friends who are sleeping on the ground.
I'm just gonna look and be like, okay, I guess I have to stay here because Fulgrin can't fight.
I mean, I can try to wake you up if anything happens, if you want to join the pile, I guess.
Yeah, I guess I'll try. Slap me if I need to wake up.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw.
24.
24. Yeah, that's. I'll say that's enough to
Weirdest
make
thing.
yourself go to sleep. It takes you a second, and you hear Fulton go, "You need some help?" And he's
No.
like, you kind of crack your eyes, and he's holding like a truncheon.
No, give me a sec. Give me a sec.
Oh, goodbye, Druid. And you finally like doze off. And kind
Does
of
he just
releasing,
move up next to me?
releasing Wizard from your hug. You look over, and as Alder like pops into the dream alongside a Relton.
Y'all
We're
are
here.
a little late.
Azar kind of stole your guys' thunder. I appreciate you coming though. I'm not sure how you're here, but god damn do I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how I'm here either.
I don't know. I just fell asleep in like 2.5 seconds flat, so we're gonna be doing something in here, right?
This is a dream.
Well,
We get to do whatever
were.
we want.
I mean, well, maybe Zar can do whatever Zar wants to do, but
I'm
I'm
I'm going to try and summon the quesadillas that I had in Father's Realm.
Oh yeah, this is the closest you would be able to get to that. This is a magically influenced dream where you're able to access it through contact.
Hell yes.
You can effectively do anything that was happening in the court where you could summon whatever you dreamed of.
They're just
He was essentially
quesadillas and
tapping into
sour
the same
cream.
magic.
That's
Don't-
it.
Yeah, just.
Don't they taste like shit though because of the deal you made with the witch?
I remember it being
And-
better in the Fey Realm.
I can't believe this came up again like so soon. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, no
well, I mean, I'll just give you the quick version of it. And I'm going to look over in the distance, and you will essentially see a replay of a few quick shots of what had happened to me.
When the
Not just
And-
this time, but from the last time as well.
when the green
As
beam
he-
goes off, I'm gonna say, that explains the cloud.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna
And
say,
then
as
do we
he
see
starts
the-
to pull up the image, Wizard's gonna think about a fancy theater room, basically, and we're all gonna be able to sit down and watch
Oh,
with
yeah.
popcorn.
Amphitheater
not sure.
builds around you.
Oh,
Looks
great.
just like the one in the that we went to watch the play in.
We'll
Yeah.
call this one a theater of misery.
No, it's literally a theater of the mind. Get it? Get it?
Again, I got it.
Let me have the power. Come on.
As you're watching his limbs get ripped off his body.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
I understand why you didn't want to sleep now.
Well, the problem is it's not just like a dream. I felt it all.
Well, the good news
So-
is we found a way in.
Okay. Well, doesn't exactly usher me to go to bed anytime soon either.
Being in the dream now, do I get the sense that it is people finding him from other locations in the real world and diving into his dreams? Or do I get the sense that this is of his own making in his own mind?
Give me.
Like, is this actually Ithis finding him, or is he self-perpetuating his own torment?
Give me a
A psychology check.
religion
Yeah.
check.
Okay, and I already used my... Oh, I have one more use of that ability, so I'm going to use my other channel divinity.
Okay.
Oh, I already have proficiency on religion, so I will not do that. 15 and 8 is a 23.
23. This is Ithis and Isaac actively invading Kai's sleep, like his dreams. Ithis cannot find him because of the way that you've marred his mark. But he's still connected. And so has chosen to invest, he and Isaac both have chosen to invest in torturing and tormenting Kai while he sleeps as a way to break
Pretty
it.
cool style.
Yeah. This isn't just his mind making it up. Kai has his eyes averted. It's hard to watch him, what's happened to himself. But in one of the flashes from this most recent session with Isaac, you notice there's one time that he moves on the back of his arm. He too is marked with a black handprint. For a deal he himself seems to have made.
Interesting. Hey, Bauer, do you know your brother's in the same pyramid scheme you were?
I'm well aware.
I wasn't.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I found out, not this time, but the last time I was here. I didn't want to draw any more attention to it as, I was asleep for a full day, and then I started to not sleep. I didn't want any more attention pulled to it than it needs be.
All
I
due
figured.
respect, I know this was a tough lift for you, but the more knowledge you have on the subject, the easier this is to fix.
I know. It's difficult to try to put things into words sometimes, and where I just wanted to forget that it happened. Stay awake forever, not have to deal with it anymore. But
Well, you should have just told me. I have
You know?
all the control and power over dreams. That's how powerful I am.
you are 100% Czar.
Floats a couple inches off the
Huge.
ground and lightning crackles around them for a moment.
You are right, Czar. I should have told you sooner.
Czar, can you make it so we can always get in here?
Yeah. Absolutely.
DM.
I'm gonna roll
I
insight.
think so.
Yeah. You don't have to, but sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in here. I don't know what to believe.
Oh,
anymore.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's a 17.
It does not matter what I roll. Czar absolutely believes so. That's
I
an
believe
18.
Yeah. Zara's telling the truth.
Yeah.
Zara's not telling. the truth.
23. That's a 23, but still, yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, Kaya, let us try to protect you here so you can help protect us out there. Does us no good if you're hurt or tired or...
Right. I apologize. I thought I had a handle on it, and yeah, Well, I didn't.
Alder disappears from in front of you, and Alder, a sharp,
Oh.
burning pain is across your face. As Fuldrin goes, something's coming.
Okay.
And that is where we're going to end the session for tonight.
Nice.
Nice.
About that
Perfect.
time. Yeah.
Perfect.
So going into it, Kai, you will still have all your exhaustion. You
Okay.
can start sleeping again, though.
That's gonna be fun. 3 levels of exhaustion. Let's go.
Might tie into what you decide to do coming into this next session. Thank you all for joining us, though. Actually, no, I'm going to walk that back. You long rest. This was an important moment. I don't want to undermine it by
Okay.
saying you don't.
I believe it only takes away 1 level though.
Right. Yeah.
It does only take
Yeah,
away
I
one
think
level of
So
exhaustion.
that third level is rough.
Yeah.
To be fair, they're all
But-
pretty rough, but that one's extra rough.
Yeah, you'll get your spell slots back and everything. Thank you everybody for joining us. I had a lot of fun tonight. I hope you guys did too. It was quite literally theater of the mind.
Hey, that's
which I
the title of
appreciate
this
that.
episode.
That'll be
Theater of
we
the
go.
mind
Theater of the
inside of theater of the mind.
We heard you like theater of the mind.
We have it for you
Theater of the
twice.
mindception.
So you put theater of the mind inside your theater of the mind. But we are going to be back, I believe, Thursday, just for more video games. We might do other stuff through the week. Next Sunday for more Dungeons and Dragons. But I think that does it. Thank you very much. Bye, everyone.